Kyle Shanahan needs ideas. He's out of them. So does DeMeco. So let's start with the defense and finish up with Kyle. What are some suggestions you would give for DeMeco this week to beat the Rams?
Man,
we can go back and forth too.
They're going to be a little more prepared for what he did last time, which was he blitzed the hell out them. I mean, if you told me that he sent 5 guys on, 80% of the snaps, I would believe it. And it looked like the Rams just weren't prepared for that because the 49ers haven't been just this super high blitz, high pressure type team. They usually try to get their pressure with 4. But he blitzed the hell out them. So I guess I want to say, well, do it again, but it's like, gosh, they got to be a little bit more prepared for it this time, right?
See, the way I feel is like, I don't think you need to bring pressure to get pressure. I mean, that offensive line is terrible. They have like a third-string center. They can't communicate. I think games and stunts should get it done. Just switching up the rush lanes, they're not going to figure it out, and you have better players than them. I think games and I would even think like rush 3 sometimes because they're just going to throw to Cooper Kupp. They're just going to throw to Cooper Kupp. So bracket the hell out of Cooper Kupp and make Stafford hold the ball, and he'll throw a pick 6. I don't know. That's how he's on like 30 pick sixes in his career, which is amazing.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. So, like, play 2 deep.
4 of them, I feel like, to the 49ers.
To the Niners. Play 2 high safeties. Like, they can't run the ball. If the Niners can't stop Darrell Henderson with the light box, they're in trouble because the Rams have no run game. But the Niners have no run defense right now. How do you help DeMeco with this run defense right now? It's just, there's no bodies there.
This is how you help DeMeco Ryans. You score some effing points on offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's wild to me that Kyle has leaned so heavily on the defense and it's, we got to stack defense. So you play to that. Like, no, dude, you are an offensive-minded coach. You were brought here to create fireworks and have these offensive explosions, and we're not seeing that. And at some point, like, bro, you got to help the defense out. They're not always going to be great. There are good offenses in the league. You're going to play against the Patrick Mahomes. So you got to figure out offensively. So, yeah, you want to help DeMeco Ryans. And what are the suggestions for him? Score some more points on your offense. That'll help him a ton.
I like that. Before we move to Kyle, I want to talk one more thing about helping DeMeco. Matching up with Cooper Kupp. Last time they had Lenore on him, they gave up like 15 catches, but not a lot of yards and no touchdowns. Now Lenore's playing outside, and they're playing Jimmy Ward in the slot. I don't really like it. What would you do to match up with Kupp in this game?
I think you talked about kind of bracketing him a little bit before, and I think that's the way to do it. It is, I will say, it's hard. It is hard to bracket a slot receiver. Mm-hmm. Outside receiver, that's easy. You can play press, take away inside, have a safety a little bit over the top, and you can bracket a guy from there. Slot is a little tougher because guys' responsibilities start changing. Then you can leave a huge void in a defense trying to bracket a slot defender. So you do have to figure out a way to either take away from him or do like they did last time. 14 catches for 100 yards or whatever, but you're averaging 8 yards per catch. You're not killing us. You're not scoring a touchdown. And if you're the only one that's doing anything, then we can let you have your little 14 catches as long as it's not resulting in 100 points in the game.
That's true.
So maybe it is. Maybe this suggestion is let Cooper Kupp get his. Just limit the downfield shots. Because remember in the postseason. Or even week 18, what do you have? Deep over routes, catching and running opportunities. In postseason, touchdown, corner route. You start getting beat on those things, and it's like, man, now he's beating you. But if he can get 14 catches, but it's only 100 yards, and nobody else is getting off, and you still hold them to 180 passing yards, then maybe that's the recipe. They can't run the ball. They can't pass protect. So the only thing they do is try to get him the ball. But if he can't beat you vertically, I think you really help yourself out a lot there.
I just feel like it's a little dangerous to assume that from DeMeco's perspective that he can do that to Cooper Kupp twice in a row. I mean, Cooper Kupp has burned him in the past. Right. So I guess I'm a little Travarius Ward. He's a good player, but you give a guy all that money and he can't come in the slot and match up against the number one receiver on your number one rival. Like, I'd like to see, for a change, Ward in the slot on third downs, and you could do it where you play 2 high safeties behind him. You play zone behind him where he's just locking up one guy, like almost like a box and one in basketball. Did you ever play specialty coverages against offenses that had like one guy?
Nah, low-key would have felt like disrespected. Now, maybe I just didn't play against anybody good enough. I don't know, but I know I would have felt some type of way about my coach saying, all right, Croc, we're going to do this with you here. And by the way, you got a guy here that's helping you and the guy that's here. I'm like, man, F that help, man. Like, I got this. So I think I would have felt some type of way about that.
That's funny because I always feel
Cooper Kupp. Yeah. I mean, it's like Triple Crown, most receiving yards in the league, most receptions in the league, most touchdowns in the league. So it's a little harder to be upset about that, you know, and especially with the timing that him and his quarterback Stafford have. That rapport is crazy. So it's a little bit more difficult. But man, yeah, I would feel some type of way as a cornerback.
It's just so tough to cover Cooper Kupp because, like, if you give him inside leverage, he cuts outside. If you give him outside leverage, he cuts inside. And Matthew Stafford just stands still and stares at Cooper Kupp the entire play, and either takes a sack or throws to Cooper Kupp. So it seems like with a weak offensive line, DeMeco should be able to manufacture pressure while dropping guys into coverage. That's the way. If they blitz a lot in this game, I feel like you're creating one-on-one matchups for Kupp. I know it worked last time. I don't think you have to do it, but let's see what DeMeco lands on.